18 p.m.
Singapore take on Sri Lanka in this next match from the first leg of the Asia Rugby 7 Series here from Namdong Asiad Stadium in Korea. And Singapore still chasing a win here this weekend. The lineup including number 7, Eunice Chu, Amanda Ng, I should say, at number 2. And into the Sri Lankan team, yeah, De Silva is one to watch for sure. One of them taking a couple of injuries at the moment. Delaney will be leading the side. And into the pitch they come. Singapore in the red. The Lady Tuskers in the green. And it's action stations here in Korea. Singapore have been bravely hammering away. Ai Yoshida, a referee from Japan. And an interesting matchup here. Sri Lanka, however, probably firm favourites to take the game, given their extraordinary ability in the open field. They're magnificent runners, both men's and women's team. And underway, Sri Lanka lead off, and the kickoff not quite going to hand for them. They reclaim it anyway. No advantage, no knock on. Good tackle come flying in there. Outstanding work by the Singaporean defender, and that itself creates an opportunity for Singapore now. Chu on the ball. He's working some action in the midfield. Good strong run from Singapore. Turned over, however. Tuskers searching away through. Here's an opportunity now for Sri Lanka out to their first score. And they will be. And the drums are banging heavy on the far side. And rightly so. Sri Lanka off to a start. That's the first try. Now they're probably, as I said, Thanuja, the try scorer, 2 tries this weekend already. There they are. They've come prepared. Got the water bottle as well. Good offload. Took the ball in a bit of traffic, but in the end, a clean pair of heels for Thanuja. Back for a restart now, and Sri Lanka, same way, kick off towards the commentary touchline. Well, it's brought back, error made, Eunice Chu from square one, starts the ball again. 11 is Chong with the carry, skirting with the sideline. Chu, ball makes its way into the midfield. Through Ko, into contact. Yong feeds it out to Sim. Singapore making some good yards here. The physicality of Singapore will be an asset of theirs today against Sri Lanka, probably the lighter and smaller of the two teams, but certainly one of the most quickest, if not the fastest, women's side in Asian rugby. And Singapore, though, doing some good work here. Ball out to Chong again on the wraparound as Ong bounces into loose space, tidied up by Sim. Ong out to Ong. Ong still charging forward with the ball, offloads. Chu into the action. Maybe to calm things down. They'll want to get her on the ground. She goes to ground. Releases, places. It's messy though for Chu, and Sri Lanka turn it over. A little hand in the ruck as well. And now Delaney, there's Thanuja again, the try scorer. And it's lost forward. Singapore's hard work to take it down towards and into the red zone. Undone. Sri Lanka, see how quickly they got away from their own 22 as Delaney found the long striding Thanuja, but in the end, an opportunity again for Singapore to get the ball. Good defence from Sri Lanka. Taking a time out on the bench will be number 10, Sim. True to feed the ball, Singapore ball. Slow heel, not even really a heel. Reset called by referee Yoshida. Singapore showing some real competitiveness in this game. Chu managed to feed the ball out. Finds its way out to Ong. Into contact. Yu there to support. So's Chu, but it's turned over by the looks of it. Sri Lanka move it. Now if they fling it wide, they'll find some space. And in space, they're incredibly dangerous. Lady Tuskers now. Move it wide. It's good desperation defence by Shilin Ko. But around the outside, I think it could be Thanuja again, is it? And down the touchline in front of the Sri Lankan fans. Thanuja scores her second. You heard them banging on the water. There's an empty water bottle in there. There's a guy on a snare drum. There's people banging chairs. At some point someone will start clapping. It's a full ensemble. Here we go. Look at this. Nice ball round the outside. Now, Ko just caught out of position, but that's a very good fend. And then look at the determination on this face as she strides off down towards the try line. That's a great score for the Lady Tuskers. Terrific work. Singapore will have to hit the reset button. Go back to work. They can do it though. This is a good matchup between these two teams. This corresponding game last year ended in a draw at the end of full time. And we went to Golden Point. It was a bit of a cliffhanger, to be honest. So it's not like these two teams don't know each other at all. Singapore now break out down the commentary touchline side. Held up by the looks of it. Yoshida will have to make a call at some point. You've got to let the legs go. And that looks like it's held to me. Still a tackle. Well, this actually might personify Singapore's main character trait. Talk about fight. You've never seen a team like it. Physically, they might get mismatched. They might not have all the pace in the world. But they've got determination and they've got courage. There's no doubt about it. Singapore. In the end, Sri Lanka received the ball. Somewhat chaotic period of play. Now they bust through. Sri Lanka Delaney moves it wide. Thanuja heads off for 3. It's a hat trick in the opening half for number 10, Thanuja. Well, tends to happen to people or players who are doing a lot of work off the ball, putting themselves in the right position. They're happy on the far side, pretty happy in the commentary box. They'll be ecstatic back in Sri Lanka. Look at this. Terrific work, running onto the ball with pace and power. And towards the poles she goes. Another try for the Lady Tuskers. And they hit the half-time break with a fairly good buffer. But still, if given the possession, if given the opportunities, who knows what Singapore could pull out in the second half. At half-time between Singapore and Sri Lanka in the Asia Rugby Women's 7 Series, it's 19-0 to Sri Lanka. Well, the old cold towel, that'd be a relief, wouldn't it? I mean, plenty of occasions this summer when a cold towel offered to me would have been greatly accepted. Warmly accepted. I would have been very happy to get anything cold, in fact. But they're looking good, the Lady Tuskers, in this game. And Singapore also looking quite competitive as well. Back for the second half. Singapore, as you would expect, ready to roll. Oh well, that's the real star of the show, isn't it? The rugby ball. There you go. Possession is key, gentlemen. Possession is the key. Singapore to start the second half, Sri Lanka to receive. And the Lady Tuskers leading Singapore 19 points to 0. Underway, restart. Tricky off the bounce and doesn't quite come into the hands of the Singapore player, who gets hit pretty hard and stays down. Delaney goes for the outside. She thought about hitting the Rockets. It didn't happen. Now you're just expecting Thanuja to pop up here somewhere. Maybe won't have to. As Delaney makes the try. Look at this run. Break free. Came from a good opening shot, dart by Dasani De Silva, or Dasuni De Silva, I should say. And in the end, it was Delaney that finished off, and Sri Lanka taking full control of the game now. Singapore, ball in hand now. Yoshida not happy with the way the ball has not been released. Sri Lanka now back with the ball in hand and looking dangerous again. 26-0. What a tackle that was from the Singaporean player, Shulene Ko. Made some reference about her being a crossover athlete. She won't mind the contact coming from a fight sport like karate. And a yellow card for Sri Lanka, just to make things a little tougher for them in the closing 4 minutes. A little unsportsmanlike behaviour. Sri Lanka now reduced to 6. Singapore potentially with the opportunity now to create the pressure. Coming on as Sim for 3, Amanda. And off they go. Switch play for Singapore up to the halfway. Singapore still pouring pressure down the short side. This is the commentary touch you're looking at. Turned over by Sri Lanka, however. Spot tackle in the end by Singapore defender Samantha Teo. Now she's got the ball, pops it up. They could go in here for their first. Teo on the wraparound, and Singapore do make it in. In they go for a 5-pointer, Samantha Teo. Well, good on them, Singapore. They're right in the smile. They've been working hard all weekend. Eventually they break their way through. And that's a super try. Well done, Singapore. They've looked well matched against Sri Lanka. They've just been starved of ball a little bit, I think. But in the end, good to see them make their way through. Restart for Singapore. Oh, it's an awful bounce for Sri Lanka. Still on 6 players. 2 minutes remaining now. Oh, crashing the gates. That's the way to play it. Big run from Sri Lanka. Now will they look to try and find space? No, they keep it close to the ruck. Singapore, though, harrying, hassling, harassing defence. Now the foot race is on. Namisha goes to ground. Singapore. Playing this close range game. They don't quite have the passing width of some of the other sides in the comp. So they're forced to just shorten up their targets a little bit. Just to keep hold of the ball. That's a good dart from Rachel Yun. Sim over the ball. Looks and finds. supporting player. Oh, unfortunate, but it went behind, so a little bit of luck. Ong brought down, goes loose though from Way. And there is the hooter. So we've got one last play left. It will be your Lady Tuskers ball. And they'll take the win at 26-5. It all stops now. Maybe Sri Lanka might, who knows, take a knock at putting in another try. I mean, why wouldn't you? Not quite really. We're coming back there for the perfect reset. Only minutes or moments now left in this match. Sri Lanka into touch it goes, and a win to the Lady Tuskers. In the end, too classy for Singapore, despite the bravery of the island nation, the Lion City. And there it is, Sri Lanka 26, Singapore 5, final score. And we roll on